This is the Informal Video Blog. This sixth video in this vlog series is called Show Me Some Statistics and Other Cool Code. I had planned to stop this series after episode 5, but I had some other ideas that I thought might be useful to you to help you create your own EAs and strategies. In this vlog, we will talk about tracking both counts and dollar amounts of wins and losses, how to add metrics to the strategy tester visualization window to show us at a glance how well the strategy works under current test conditions, optimization using the custom max criterion to see what that's all about, and then the addition of CTRL+Q to quickly exit the Expert Advisor with a few keystrokes. Let's first take a look at code changes. Then we'll see the changes in action. Note that the code for this video is only available on my website. You can also find a transcript of this video there as well. Now let's do an overview of the code changes in WinMerge. To show the differences in the code between versions 5 and 6, we'll do a quick walkthrough summary using WinMerge. After this summary, we will go through the added code in more detail in MetaEditor. Remember that in WinMerge, changed code is highlighted yellow on both sides, and additions or new code is gray on the left side and yellow on the right side. The first thing we note is the addition of a key code for the letter Q. This is a compiler definition rather than a constant because a switch statement demands a constant but not a variable constant. Yeah, I don't fully understand the logic behind that myself. Scrolling down, we see the on-chart event. This event detects when events outside the script occur. This can be a key down event, as we see here. Events can also include mouse movements, chart clicked, chart object clicked, drag, window resize, custom events, and more. Scrolling down, we see the onTester event. This event is only triggered from the strategy tester at the end of a test. In this event, we calculate and display statistical metrics that are important to us on the strategy tester visualization window. Toward the bottom, we see where the custom max criterion is set and returned from the onTester event. Scrolling down, we see the onTrade transaction event. The in section now dumps some interesting information to the system log file. The out section detects when a trade is completed via stop loss or take profit. It runs the trade completed function, which we will see in a moment. The next section of change shows the draw label function. This simply outputs text to the visualization window at coordinates x and y, which are measured in pixels. The next section shows the expectancy calculation. Note that this gives the same value as does MT5. It is here as a convenience for displaying on the strategy tester visualization window as well as for adding to our log file. The final addition is the trade completed function. This function is run from the onTrade transaction event when either a stop loss or a take profit occurs. It is also run once and only once from the onTester event to capture any ongoing trade that hasn't yet concluded at the time of the end of the test. I also have placeholder code in a comment for tracking wins and losses, both the counts and the dollar amounts. I will discuss why this is here when we hit the code. Let's first run the code in the strategy tester to see the statistics on the right-hand side of the strategy tester visualization window. I'm in MetaTrader 5 on the Settings tab of the Strategy Tester panel. We will use the same parameters as in previous videos. Hitting the Start button starts the test. When the visualization window pops up, we see our statistics at the right-hand side of the window. Excellent. Note that these statistics will not show up under normal use of the EA because they are generated in the onTester event. Of course, you could move the code to some other event if you want to create a control panel of sorts. Let's verify these values against the Backtest tab in MT5. In the first column, we see the recovery factor, the value we expect. In the middle column, we see the expected payoff, the value we expect. In the right column, the onTester result. This is the win-loss ratio, and it has the value we expect. Even the total net profit is correct. So, to sum up, we have made certain statistics that interest us in the strategy tester visualization window so that we don't have to refer back to the Backtest tab every time we run a strategy test. Now let's take a look at the log file to see the in and out detail lines that we added in the code. Click on the Journal tab in the Strategy Tester visualization window. We can scroll back through the log to see inputs that the system added as well as the inputs that we added. I find the Journal tab view rather cumbersome, so I look at the log file using my preferred editor because I developed a template to color code keywords and values. Right-click, then choose Open to open the directory to the log file. Double-click to edit it. Now, if we want to see all the reasons for exits, I can search for the keyword reason, which I added in the out detail line. Now, if I only want to see just those lines, I can delete all lines that don't contain the word reason. Here we see that the closed trades, except for the final one, were all done through a stop loss. That makes sense since our exit is a trailing stop. The final close of client is the mark-to-market value at the end of the test session. This is exactly what we expected for an ongoing trade. Now let's see how custom max criterion can be used when optimizing. Let's go back to MT5 at the Strategy Tester Settings tab. Here I changed the optimization drop-down to Slow Complete Algorithm. I generally use this option when optimizing, even though it is slower, because I want to see all of the results every time. For a really long optimization, where the precision of the values doesn't matter, I might use the fast genetic-based algorithm. In general, however, I recommend you use the slow complete algorithm until you really have a feel for the strategy tester. A sorting pull-down has now been enabled. Let's choose Custom Max. Now switch to the Inputs tab. Let's vary the max points to keep SL from prices while trailing value. Check the box and set the start to 2000, the step to 100, and the stop to 3000. Keep in mind that this value is in points. One final setting should be changed. Back in the Settings tab, let's set the modeling to 1 minute OHLC. This tells the strategy tester to use more precision of prices when calculating results. The reason for this is because I got rather strange results from the optimizer using open prices only. While 1 minute OHLC takes longer, we are at a point in our development where meaningful results matter more than quick results. In point of fact, this optimization takes 10 full seconds on my slow computer. Now that the optimization has concluded, we see the Optimization Results tab. The first thing to note is the Result column. This contains the value of Custom Max Criterion, which in our case is the win-loss ratio. We want this value to be as large as possible, which in this case is 1.36. However, we also want the profit to be as large as possible, which in this case is not the same test pass as the best win-loss ratio. Thus, we can see that optimizing an EA becomes somewhat of an art form. That is, there is no one best answer for all parameters. While we're in the Optimization Results tab, we should show other important statistics that will interest us. To do this, right-click and choose each column from the list. Now we have even more methods to choose the best input parameters for our EA. This underscores what I just said about optimization being an art form. This concludes this vlog for Rapid Doji EA 06. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see additional videos. More trading software at this address.